something most people don't think about. The moment between farmer picks, for example, a tomato, and the moment it lands in your shopping bag. You know, it passes through at least five different hands, and each one takes a cut. The farmer gets less and you pay more, but no one tell you where it exactly and actually came from. Today's guest decided that was unacceptable. He's building infrastructure to fix it, starting right here in Finland. Welcome back to the next episode of Founder Stories, the podcast where we sit with the builders, the dreamers, and the occasionally slightly obsessed people who are creating the future of the business. Today, we have a really exciting guest. We are talking to the founder of Agronomy, a startup that is rethinking about something so fundamental that we all take it for granted: how food gets from a farm to your table. Thank you so much for dedicating your time and being here. Before we go deep, for those who might not know agronomy yet, how would you explain what agronomy is without using startup or tech language?
Of course, of course. Hello, everybody. My name is Kalle. I'm one of the co-founders of Agronomy. And to put it really simply, we want to provide a better option for people when buying their food. We connect producers straight to consumers, so you. With us, you can see, buy, and rate your food directly from the comfort of your door or behind the door. Yeah. So
Nice. And everyone knows that every startup starts with a moment. Something you saw or felt that you may think it's not right. What was that moment for you? What makes you look at the food industry and say, okay, something needs to change?
yes, it all started really when Wasif, my co-founder, who is from Bangladesh, by the way, he wanted to buy some shrimp. And when he went to the source, basically, and he went to the store. Okay. First, he went to the store. He realized that the shrimp prices were absurd. It was skyrocketing, and to think that it came from the same country, it came from Bangladesh. And so he then went to the source and checked and compared the prices. There he saw that the true price of things and how little the farmer actually gets. And from there, he did some more research. He looked from other countries, and then he was surprised to find out that other countries have it cheaper than buying it from the own country it comes from. So that's somewhat of where it really came from. That was the moment that Wasif saw that this needs to change. There needs to be something done.
Nice. And when you first told about your idea to people, the farmers sell directly the products to the customers and set their own prices. What did most people say? Did anyone try to talk you out of it?
Oh, there were some, yeah. I have to say, when we share the story now, especially, we've been established for a year, and so we've came across so many different types of people. Some very, very enthusiastic about the idea. Some very realistic about the logistics and all the operational, things that make it possible. And there's so many people in between there, but most of the people have been very enthusiastic about the idea. Everybody loves food, and so the realer food you get, the better food you get. That's naturally, like, it's human in us to want better food, and so people like the idea. People loved hearing that they could order straight from the farms, and especially coming at the convenience that we also provide. So that has been most of what the reactions were. However, there are some that are, some, especially the investors and the people who have a little bit more skin in the game with our business, is that they're more interested in knowing how we can actually make this possible. And the good thing is that we actually have started our pilots, and we're collecting data every day to make this better and better. It is possible. And with the help of the people, it's easier. That's why I'm here sharing this.
Nice story. And is there a specific a farmer, a real person, whose story stuck with you and made you, okay, I have to do this, build this for people like them?
Oh yes, oh yes. Last year there was this thing called Lähiruokapäivä. So it's like local food day here in Pirkanmaa in Finland. And so we visited around 7 farms, and one farm particularly stuck straight to me. It was this farm called Honkaniemen tila. It was in Honkaniemi, and they sell Highland cattle. And they have been, the farm has been there established for hundreds of years already, but they had their operational selling from their stall for around 7 years, 7, 8 years, something like that. And when we came to talk to them, we told them about the idea, enthusiastic about it, of course. And one line struck, which was, they've been here for 7 years, but nobody knows about us. And so we were wondering, they have a good product. They have very good operations. They have high quality, world-class meat, coming straight here from Finland. How do people not know that you have this option of just getting it from them, from the land you were born in? And so that struck something in me. As the head of marketing here in Agronomy, I kind of took it straight to the heart and said that this is my way of doing something good, Personally, on a personal note, I love doing things that I'm passionate about. I'm a very passionate person. And so I wanted that before I die, I do something in the world that actually does some good change, And it's proper dreamer, this is probably a thought that everybody at home has thought about, You want to do something that helps people. And I saw that this is my opportunity. I'm getting chills just thinking about this right now. Like I remember I was like, damn, this is it. This is it. I help them by letting them be visible.
Yeah, nice. You are so passionate about doing something amazing.
Yeah, it's in the heart. It's in the heart.
I want to know that you are building your idea and your dream here in Finland, a place, a country where people really trust each other and trust the system beyond them. Does that make it easier or harder to convince people to try something new? Is it difficult?
Yes and no. Yes and no. Yeah, depends on the situation, really, right? We started here in Finland mainly because there's trust in the culture. You're born here, and you naturally have trust. The society works among trust, and so that is something that is needed when it comes to food. When you buy food from the grocery stores, you trust that this has been responsibly grown, responsibly sourced, responsibly made. And in Finland, it's hell of a lot easier when everybody has that in them, And so this was the perfect place to start. It's very, very technologically advanced. Finland is known to be high tech. It's not behind in the technological race. And so that's perfect when building a tech startup, and especially with the farmers. Normally people think that the farms aren't technologically advanced. We always get asked, how do we onboard the farmers when they are probably not good with technology? And so we found out that they're pretty good at technology. It's a stigma in our heads that, farmers only know how to plant the potato, harvest the potato, and sell the potato or give it to the community. But they are very technologically advanced, and so Finland it's like a gold mine, really. That's why Wasif really wanted to start it here, because this is the place where we can establish it, we can prove that the idea works, and we can soon expand it to the world.
Also, I have heard that Finland is a heaven region for startup business.
Somehow, yes. There's a lot of help that is found here.
And I'm really enthusiastic about knowing your platform. Could you please explain your platform to me? I have never, in a way that I have never heard of it. For example, a farmer wake up on Monday morning.
Mm-hmm.
What does their day look like now at Agronomy exist compared to the before?
Okay.
Previous one.
I like the way that you asked that. I like the way I actually have never thought of it that way. But basically, agronomy is there to help them, right? Agronomy is there as a helping hand. It's not a way to influence them or change the way that they do things. The way that we like it is that we make them visible. We connect that bridge from people to farmer, and we do that by showing the stories. So you have this personal relationship. We're a community-led platform. So building the community is at the core of what we do. Without the community, this is just what everybody else has built throughout the years, and we're not afraid to recognize that this idea on its base, selling directly from the source. It's not a new idea. It has been done before. However, the problem that we have found is that there's no community behind it. The relationship between people is what we want in the community. And so back to your question, what kind of day will a farmer have? So to put it really simply, a farmer can focus on what they do best, which is farming. A farmer can focus on how to grow most effectively, most responsibly, most healthily, best quality produce. They don't have to worry about how to market their product. They don't have to worry about how to make the website for their product, how to sell their product, how to find customers, all of the other things that don't necessarily fall under the farmer job title, And so a day for a farmer, they can wake up in peace. That's how I would like to think of it. They wake up in peace knowing that my story is heard. I am valued. And that's where we come in. We let that happen, really. Yeah. So they can wake up in peace. They go to sleep in peace. They don't have to worry about the problems. They really shouldn't be worrying. I mean, considering if farmers were to just vanish today, we're screwed. Where do we get our food, And so I feel like they should be the last person on the list of who we give problems to. Because if they thrive, if they live their life as peaceful, as perfect as it can be, I think that it will translate all the way down to the food that they grow that goes to your table. So it's a domino effect,
Yeah, exactly. Yes, I know. Understood that. And in your platform, farmers set their prices. That sounds great. But doesn't everybody or anyone just lower the price in order to beat the others? And how you fix it? How you stop that?
Do you mean like within the platform or
Yes.
or with others, like for example, our competitors?
No, in the platform. Or we can talk about both of them.
Okay. Well, within the platform, the farmers set the price that they basically have control on what they value their products. So one example is like makkara. There's a farm from Narvan maatilamajoitus. Helena, hello if you're watching. Helena has this makkara, and the makkara itself costs, I believe, €6. €6, and it's steep for makkara, And when we talked with Helena, it was because that was the value of the makkara. And to think of it, it's selling. It's selling. So the competitive mindset comes when your focus is at the price. When it comes to the price, and that attracts a certain demographic of customers. It's the customers who want to save when they buy their food. However, we are not targeting those customers. Our customers are people who take that extra step to getting better quality food, who want to know where their food comes from. And when we come to that target group, the competitive pricing no longer has too big of an effect. It has more to do with how much do I want this specific food on my table, whether it's organic, grass-fed, whether it comes from a specific region of Finland. That's really where the weight is. Yeah.
And getting both farmers and buyers at the same time onto the new platform is a little bit, I think, difficult and hard. Which side did you focus on first, and why?
We focus on from the farmer side. Initially, as soon as we established the company, we actually a little bit of a history lesson on agronomy. Last year we won in a startup competition in Kotka called Ship Startup Competition. And from there, we got 10,000 euros to establish and to get our wheels rolling. First thing we did was immediately to the farms. Immediately to the farms, use the money that we have to rent a car and go visit the farmers. And we started with that because we're a farmer-focused platform. We're a farmer first. So our focus is making sure that the farmer gets the most out of this. Because we noticed that almost every other startup is very customer first. Of course, the customer is always right. These things, customer is the most important part of business. But we like to think of it in another way, because the customer gets good quality, good value, and then they're happy, right? If they get the price that they paid for, they feel like they weren't screwed over, they're happy. It's easy to be a customer when you get good service. And so we looked at it from the source, we focus from the source. So we went to the farms, we asked them what their problems are, and we started brainstorming how to fix that. So that's our focus has always been starting from the farms.
And is there one message from a farmer or a customer, buyer, that you keep going back to, something that reminded you, okay, why you start this, why you are doing this?
Personally, yes. It could be different from the team, but I'll speak from a personal perspective. I grew up a mama's boy. And my mom currently is in the Philippines right now. And so I miss her a lot, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Hello, mother. I love you and I miss you. I just got off the phone from you, but yeah, yes. I'm a mama's boy. And so the message actually came from a farmer, from Helena, actually, which I just mentioned. 2 weeks ago, we competed in a startup competition. And we unfortunately didn't get the result that we wanted. We won third, and it was a bit of a sting in our hearts. And on that same day, in the morning we competed, and in the afternoon we had deliveries to fulfill. And so right after the competition, we drove to Helena's farm, pick up the orders, and then started delivering to customers. But before we started delivering to the customers, we told Helena, because we tell Helena, like, it's a personal relationship with Helena. So we told her about how our day went, and we lost. And speaking on the mama's boy, I was so touched to hear her words of comfort. She didn't need to comfort us. At the end of the day, if you're really looking at it, it's just business. It's just business, and so a business relationship usually doesn't really go too personal. But she comforted us. She was telling us that third is still something to be happy for, somewhere along those words. I don't really remember her exact words, but I remember the feeling that it gave me. And it just gave me this comfort. I was like, wow, absolutely, this is exactly what I like. The people connection, the human connection. And so that really gets me going. I think about it every time we have struggles in agronomy, and we think about, damn, this shit's hard.
Yeah, exactly.
and so I personally think back at that I'm helping good people like that. And so keeps me going.
Yeah, nice. I myself really like this part. We are going into hot seat, short questions, honest answers, but no long explanation. Are you ready?
Absolutely, okay. Short answers.
What's the first biggest problem or mistake that you made in your first year?
Not delegating your work.
What's the thing about food industry that people really don't like to hear, but they should know?
Locally sourced food doesn't have to be expensive.
Mm-hmm. An investor gives you 30 seconds and no slide. What do you say? An
investor gives me 30 seconds and no what?
And no slides.
I be myself. I have no idea.
Okay. Do you actually buy food from your platform for example, every week? Be honest.
No, I can't afford it yet.
Okay, nice, good job. If agronomy fails, what's the most likely reason? Don't say bad timing or something like that.
The team didn't believe it enough.
Oh, yes.
The team didn't believe it enough.
Yes, exactly. And what would that describes how you actually lead?
Lead.
Yeah.
Like peer to peer. Peer to peer.
Nice answer. And let's continue with this question. You have been connected with different startup and different startup communities here in Tampere and beyond. From your experience, what does the ecosystem feel like? And how do these connections influence a normal day for your team?
So first is how does it feel like, right? We've been to Slush, and not to toot my own horn, but we were very confident in ourselves. We were very confident in ourselves. We were like, we're a team of magnificent people. We're a team of confident people, a team of doers, a team of people who can achieve something big, like what we want to do. So we came there with a proper confidence in our hearts. Went through the doors. There were like thousands of people in Slush. Then it felt like we were so little. We felt like we were just this dot in the world because everybody else is just as magnificent, just as amazing, just as driven as you. And so it felt like, wow, this is competitive. This game is real because there's you know when you start comparing yourself to others, that's what it feels like when I went in there. I was like, wow, these people really have it figured out. It feels like these people have no problems in the world and they're just like, whoa. But that's what it felt like. But the second question was,
how do these connections influence a normal day for your team?
yeah, the connections are very, very important. That is something that is out there already. Networking is the key to really succeeding, you know. And so one connection that I have to go back on is the friends that we've met in Germany. We went to Germany for for Bits and Pretzels, and it's this how would I call it? It's almost like Slush, or there's booths and there's people where you can meet and connect, investors and this and that. And there were people there who were community leaders. And TJ actually is his name. Hello, TJ. TJ was a community leader, and that had a very positive influence in me because he was doing something very big as well, but then he was very humble about it. He was the achievements that he had said was very like big. But then the way that he would speak about it was just like a regular guy. And so I realized that, humble yourself. And then it feels so much better to talk to a person when you're humble. And so these connections influence me that way, very positively.
And you mentioned about the team. I really want to know who are the people building this with you, and what keeps the team going on, for example, on the hard weeks.
Yeah. So we have a team of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have a team of 6. Yes. 3 co-founders. So that's me, Kalle. That's Wasif, our CEO. And that's Ronja, our CFO. I'm from Philippines. Wasif is from Bangladesh. Ronja is from Finland. And we have 3 other people who joined in after we had founded. We have Petrus, our lead of operations from Kokkola. We have Emil Pekola, who is leading our B2B partnerships. And we have Nico, who is leading our tech. So our tech is also in-house, by the way. We have our own tech team that is building our app. Yes.
Okay. And where do you want to take Agronomy in the next year?
Ooh, in the next year, we want to have established already in Finland. So by the end of the year, our goal is to actually branch out of Pirkanmaa. So we want to be in Uusimaa region, Helsinki, we want to be in Turku, we want to be in the major cities, and we want to replicate the idea and have it there as well. Because one funny thing actually, when we did the pilot, we saw a lot of demand from Uusimaa, from Helsinki. Our tech lead Nico actually had made a mistake and hadn't restricted the order radius. And we had, I think, 2-3 orders from Helsinki that we actually had to communicate and say that unfortunately we can't deliver there yet, but we will be there soon. But they took it very well. Actually, I was very scared because when you say no to a customer, usually it's you see those videos online where they're just raging and they're just But then no, he was so happy. He was like, okay, well, I'm really happy to hear that. We also gave him a discount so that his next when we deliver, we will make sure we will remind him about that, and it really shows our progress as well, right? So we told him that next time we deliver, it's on us or
So
something
you have
like
a
that.
strong goal in the future.
Yeah. Yes.
And if agronomy works well, 10 years from now, what does the Finnish farmer life actually look like?
Well, easily like earlier I said, peace. I think they will be more at peace with the situation, that more accurate, more effective help is there. Something that isn't focused on customers only, but it is focused on farmers. I think they will be very glad to hear that with us, they're valuable. And this is a no bullshit statement. We really want to emphasize that the farms need to be saved.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the last part and last question, and I want you to answer this question as a person, not as a co-founder. Someone is watching this right now, and they have an idea and believe in, but they are scared to start. What do you say to that person?
I'll say the same thing that my friend Wasif, our CEO, told me. Take the jump. That's when I really it pivoted. It changed something that when it's said to your face and you're told that you're a dreamer, you want to achieve big things, but if you do things that everybody else does, you'll remain just like everybody. But if you do things that nobody else does, then you'll definitely become somebody that isn't everybody.
Yes, exactly. It's a great point that just take the jump.
Yeah, take the jump.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much that
thank you,
being
Farah.
here and dedicating your time. That's a wrap. Agronomy is not just about food. It is something remembering us that behind every product there is a human story. So if this made you think differently from where your food comes from, just share this episode. And if you want to know more about agronomy, just search about agronomy.food. See you in the next episode. Thank you.